Hey guys, what is up, and welcome to today's video where we're going to be having a look at one of my favouritely designed champions, and that is Crossbones. Crossbones is very unique in the way that he works, and I really like the design of the character. He's going to be available soon in the Premium Hero Crystals. I believe it's sometime in the next like 2 weeks to a month that he comes in, so I'm pretty excited to hopefully get a chance at a 4-star Crossbones. That would be insane. As you can see at the moment, I've got a 3-star one. It is duped though, but it's rank 4 and level 13. Haven't fully brought it all the way up yet because it's so expensive to like fully max out a 3-star champion. But I do use him regularly in grinding arena. Anyway, let's talk about some of this champion's abilities and what makes him pretty cool. So let's skip over the signature ability for a second and talk about the core uniqueness of Crossbones. So Crossbones actually never critically hits. Whenever he would strike a critical hit, instead he gains a stack of fury, which is really cool. I love that kind of alternate mechanic there. So basically, if you like pair this guy with a crit team, you can get anywhere between about 10 and maybe even 15 fury stacks while you're pummeling away at enemies. It is absolutely crazy. He's really great synergies as well. We'll touch on those later, and I'll give you guys some little pro tips on some really good teams for Crossbones. So yeah, instead of critting, this guy gains fury, just increasing his baseline damage every time that he was to strike a crit, and that lasts for 8 seconds. So I think that's a really cool little thing that the champion has. So for each fury effect he has active, it also decreases the opponent's defensive ability accuracy by 90% per stack of fury. Now, this works, I've been told by some theory crafters that this works in a very odd way. So when you have 6 stacks, it doesn't like have the full Black Widow effect. Maybe you need to get, even when you're kind of at 10-15 stacks, it isn't like 100% chance to, you know, fully negate any of their defensive abilities and procs. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that works, but if anyone would like to provide a mathematical explanation below, that would be awesome. But I believe it goes up to about a maximum of like, what is it, 70-80% when you're on about like 6 to 8 stacks plus. So yeah, that's a really good thing the champion has, but it works in a very confusing way, apparently. Anyway, let's talk about another feature that I really like about this champion. So in this morning's Gambit video, we talked about his kind of dashback mechanic and how I didn't really like it too much. It was a bit slow and clunky. I quite like Crossbones' dashback mechanics. So he has something called Overrun. I just wish it was a little bit more powerful. So you can dash back on Crossbones, hold the block for 2 seconds, and then you enter Overrun mode. So you get 3 stacks of Fury instantly, and it increases your offensive power gain by 40%. So that is pretty cool, But after that, you suffer, after the overrun has run out, you suffer a kind of reduced armor and block proficiency for basically another 8 seconds as well. So it's kind of like you kind of go all in. It doesn't really give you like that much damage. I would like it if it was like 5 or 10 stacks additional fury. I think that would be much more rewarding, but I kind of like the direction this mechanic goes in, with you know, having this option to go like in this berserker mode. Although, as I was saying, if you do have a supporting crit team with this champion, usually you're kind of hovering anywhere between about like, I'd say probably 6 to 11 stacks on average. So a lot of the time, just fighting, you already have a lot of stacks of fury, so it doesn't often make sense to dash back and enter this overrun state. But you know, it's something cool about the champion, though. I like it. I like the way that it's designed. And okay, special attacks. So special attack number 1 has a 100% chance to give you 1 stack of fury, which is pretty cool. But Special Attack 2 is basically where all the fun is at. Special Attack 2 is my favorite special animation in the game. So what he does is Crossbone kicks the target and then pulls out a shotgun and does like 3 blasts. So satisfying. And what it does is it deals it incinerates the enemy, dealing a certain percentage of your attack as energy damage over 10 seconds. And this effect also removes the perfect block chance and reduces block proficiency while it's active. So if you have just like incinerated the target with your shotgun and they are blocking now, then you can just like hammer into them and they're still going to be taking a lot of damage even if they're blocking. So I think that's really cool. Overall, I really like the theme of this champion. It is such a fun champion to play. I really wish I had a 4-star one. When doing the fights, the damage output is kind of it's not quite at the level of, you know, what is it, like 4 or Rocket Raccoon? Not quite there, but it's almost up there. It's kind of above average damage. It's really good, a really fun and satisfying champion to play. Anyway, let's talk quickly about the signature ability, of course, which is Hydra Trading. So whenever Crossbones gains a debuff, obviously dependent on the signature ability level, he has a certain percentage chance to shrug it off and convert it into a Fury effect, something I think is pretty cool. So when you're fighting a Science Champion, this is increased by an additional 15%, but when you're fighting a Mutant Champion, where you have the class disadvantage, it is reduced by 15%, so this just makes this guy a little bit more OP when fighting Science Champions. And now, guys, for the Synergies, a really, really fun part of Crossbones. Great synergies, increased crit rate with Captain America's, and also Falcon, and then crit damage with the Winter Soldier. But everybody knows kind of crit rate is where it is at when it comes to offensive output, and Crossbones benefits so much from a supporting crit team. So I'm going to show you guys the team that I use when I'm playing Crossbones in Quest for a bit of fun. So let's just randomly jump into pretty much any quest just so I can show you guys. Oh god, I'm going to have to move my camera, aren't I? So let me just quickly pick that up. So as you can see, guys, we've got Captain America 4-star, Captain America 3-star, just the classic one. We've got Iron Man, we've got Superior Iron Man, and Crossbones. So this synergy allows for 6 crit nodes, which is crazy OP. So yeah, guys, if you do get your hands on the champion, definitely use that team synergy if you want to max him out, because it is going to be ridiculous amounts of fun to play. Just going to move myself back to the left-hand corner here. So, guys, that is pretty much it for our look at Crossbones. I hope you enjoyed kind of this how good is Crossbones. I think he's a really, really great champion, very fun and satisfying to play. If you like the video and want to see more awesome Marvel Contest to Champions content, feel free to hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, leave a like. Apart from that, guys, take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.